The ceiling tiles in Trauma Bay 3 have exactly 47 tiny perforations. I counted them twice while waiting for the morphine to kick in. Third time's the charm, right? Except the morphine never came. You're losing pressure. Dr. Harrison, stay with me. That's Sarah's voice. Sweet kid, 24 years old, fresh out of nursing school. And she's holding my hand while my blood paints the gurney beneath me. I try to tell her it's okay. I've seen worse. But my mouth won't cooperate. Something's wrong with my left lung. Feels like I'm breathing through a straw. Where is she? I manage to croak. Sarah's eyes dart away. That's answer enough. The gunshot happened 37 minutes ago. I remember the parking garage, the echo of footsteps behind me, the muzzle flash. I remember thinking it was a mugging gone wrong until I saw his face. Mark Ashton, my wife's ex-boyfriend, the man she swore she hadn't spoken to in 3 years. He looked me dead in the eye and pulled the trigger. Now I'm on a table in my own emergency room. And my wife, doctor, Evelyn Vance, chief of trauma surgery, the woman I've loved for 6 years, standing 15 feet away, barking orders at a team surrounding another gurney. His gurney. He's coding. Push another unit of Oneg and give me a thoracotomy tray. Her voice cuts through the chaos like a scalpel. Professional. Controlled. The same voice she uses when discussing surgical protocols over breakfast. I've heard her use that voice 1,000 times. Never once did I imagine she'd use it while letting me die. Dr. Vance. Sarah calls out. Dr. Harrison's BP is dropping. We need you over here. Evelyn doesn't turn around. Her back is to me, shoulders squared, red hair tied in a tight bun. She's wearing her lucky scrubs, the navy blue ones with the tiny hearts stitched on the collar. I bought them for her last Christmas. She said they were ridiculous. She wears them every shift. Dr. Lee can handle it. She says, not missing a beat. I'm committed here. Committed. Like it's a goddamn business meeting. Evelyn. I shout. Or try to. It comes out as a wet gurgle. Blood bubbles on my lips. Evie, please. She flinches. I see it on a micro movement. Barely perceptible. But she doesn't turn. Doesn't stop working on the man who put a bullet in her husband's chest. Prep for median sternotomy. She tells her team, I need to get to the pericardium. He's tamponating. Mark Ashton is dying. And my wife is fighting to save him. Let me back up. Give you some context. Even though context doesn't matter much when you're bleeding out on a cold steel table. I met Evelyn Vance 7 years ago at a medical conference in Chicago. She was presenting a paper on traumatic aortic injuries. I was hung over and sitting in the back row, trying not to throw up. She walked on stage, and I forgot how to breathe. She wasn't beautiful in the conventional sense. Too sharp angles, too much intensity in those green eyes. But when she spoke, the entire room leaned forward. She commanded attention like a general commanding troops. By the time her presentation ended, I was sober, captivated, and completely screwed. We got married 18 months later. Small ceremony in Central Park. Her father walked her down the aisle. Mine was dead, so I stood at the altar alone, watching her float toward me in white silk, thinking I was the luckiest bastard in New York City. I was wrong. Mark Ashton was the ghost at our wedding. I knew about him. Of course. High school sweethearts. College lovers. He broke her heart senior year, cheated on her with her roommate, and disappeared into the world of corporate finance. She never talked about him. When I asked, she'd change the subject or leave the room. I should have paid attention to that. Instead, I convinced myself it didn't matter, that I was the one she chose, that our marriage was solid. We built a life together. Point two surgeons at Manhattan Presbyterian, a penthouse on the Upper East Side, weekend trips to the Hamptons. We were the power couple everyone envied. Turns out, envy is just another word for ignorance. She's not coming. Dr. Harrison. Sarah's voice pulls me back. She's leaning over me, pressing gauze against the wound in my chest. Her hands are shaking. Dr. Lee is on his way. Just hold on. I know. I whisper. And I do. I know exactly what's happening. Mark Ashton showed up at the hospital 3 months ago. Said he needed to consult with Evelyn about a patient. Some bullshit about a mutual acquaintance with a rare cardiac condition. I was in the lounge when I saw them together. Heads bent close. Voices low. Evelyn's hand on his arm, his fingers brushing her wrist. I confronted her that night. It's nothing, she said. He's just an old friend. He needs help navigating the system. Old friends don't make you look at them like that. Like what? Like you're remembering something you shouldn't. She laughed. Actually laughed. James, you're being paranoid. I married you, didn't I? I chose you. Those words. I chose you. They sounded different tonight when she chose him instead. Dr. Lee arrives, a Korean-American resident with steady hands and a worried expression. He's good, maybe even great, but he's not Evelyn, and we both know it. Gunshot wound to the left thoracic cavity. Sarah rattles off. Entry point at the fourth intercostal space. Exit wound posterior. Suspected pulmonary contusion. Possible cardiac involvement. Estimated blood loss. I can read the chart. Dr. Lee interrupts. He peers at my wound, then at the monitor. BP is 80 over palp. Heart rate 130. We need to get him to the or now. No, I say. They both stare at me. No or. I'm not leaving this bay. Dr. Harrison. I said no. Each word costs me. My vision is starting to tunnel. Bring her here. Make her operate on me. Dr. Lee exchanges a glance with Sarah. She's busy with. I know who she's busy with. Bring her here. There's a commotion from the other side of the bay. Mark is stabilizing. I hear Evelyn's voice. Calm and measured. Good. Close him up. I want a CT in 20 minutes to check for residual effusion. She's done. She saved him. Now, maybe she'll come save me. I watch her peel off her gloves and walk toward the sink. She washes her hands methodically, scrubbing between each finger, taking her time. Someone hands her a towel. She dries slowly, deliberately, like she's delaying the inevitable. Then she turns. Our eyes meet across the trauma bay. 15 feet of linoleum and fluorescent light separate us. 15 feet that feel like 15 miles. Her face is unreadable. Professional mask firmly in place. But I know her. I know the slight tightening around her eyes. The way she's clenching her jaw. She's not feeling nothing. She's feeling too much. Dr. Vance. Dr. Lee says, stepping aside, we need you. She walks over, stand beside my gurney, looks down at me like I'm a stranger. James. Evie. My voice cracks. Why? She doesn't answer. Instead, she examines my wound with clinical detachment, pokes at the edges, checks the drainage tube Sarah inserted, reads the monitor. Pneumothorax. Possible hemothorax. The bullet nicked your subclavian artery. You're lucky it missed your spine. Lucky, right? She meets my eyes again. For just a second, something flickers there. Pain? Regret? Guilt? Then it's gone. Prep him for surgery. She tells Dr. Lee, I'll assist. No, I say again. You'll lead. James, you owe me that much. Silence stretches between us. The whole trauma bay has gone quiet. Watching. Everyone knows. Everyone saw what she did. The gossip mill will be working overtime tomorrow. Fine, she says quietly. I'll lead. The surgery takes 4 hours. I'm aware of fragments, bright lights. The smell of cauterized flesh. Voices speaking in medical shorthand. I drift in and out, tethered to consciousness by threads of pain and fury. At some point, I hear Evelyn's voice, close to my ear. Stay with me. James, don't you dare die on this table. Is that concern? Or is she just protecting her reputation? When I wake, I'm in the ICU. Sarah is sitting beside my bed, reading a magazine. She jumps when she sees my eyes open. Dr. Harrison, thank God. How do you feel? Like I got shot. That's normal. She smiles weakly. You're going to be fine. The surgery went well. Dr. Vance did excellent work. Where is she? Sarah's smile falters. She went home. To rest. She said she'd be back in the morning. Home. Our home. The penthouse we share. Is he alive? Who? Don't play dumb. Sarah. Mark Ashton. Is he alive? She hesitates. Yes. He's in stable condition. They moved him to the step-down unit an hour ago. Of course he is. Of course my wife saved him perfectly. Then went home to sleep in our bed while I lie here with tubes in my chest. Give me a phone. Dr. Harrison. You need to rest. Give me a goddamn phone. She hands me her cell. I dial the number I know by heart. It rings 4 times. Then her voicemail picks up. Hi. You've reached Evelyn. Leave a message. Beep. Evie, it's me. I am awake. I pause, gathering strength. I need you to come to the hospital. We need to talk. About what happened. About us. Another pause. I can feel Sarah watching me. If you don't come, I'll know everything I need to know. I'll sign whatever papers you want. But you owe me an explanation. You owe me that much. I hang up and hand the phone back to Sarah. She'll come, Sarah says softly. She loves you. I've seen the way she looks at you. No, I say, closing my eyes. You've seen the way she looks at everyone. Professional, detached, clinical. That's not love. That's a performance. I drift back to sleep, dreaming of ceiling tiles and gunshots and green eyes that hold no warmth. Morning comes gray and cold through the ICU windows. I'm awake before the nurses do their rounds, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment of the night before. The door opens. Evelyn walks in. She's changed clothes, wearing a cream-colored blouse and tailored pants. Her hair is down, falling past her shoulders. She looks tired, haunted, beautiful. She sits in the chair beside my bed without asking permission. You look better, she says. I feel worse. A long silence. She folds her hands in her lap, studying them like they hold answers to questions she hasn't asked yet. Why? Evie? She doesn't look up. Because he needed me more. That's bullshit. He was stable. I was dying. You chose him over me. I need to know why. James. Was it him? All these years. Was it always him? Her head snaps up. No. God. No. That's not. Then what? Explain it to me. Make me understand why my wife let me bleed on a table while she saved the man who shot me. Tears fill her eyes. Real tears. I've seen her cry maybe 3 times in our entire relationship. She's not a crier. She's a fighter. But she's crying now. Because if I didn't save him, she whispers, you'd both be dead. What are you talking about? She leans forward, lowering her voice. Mark didn't shoot you. James. He was trying to warn you. Warn us. Someone else pulled that trigger. Someone who wants us dead. Us? Who wants us dead? I can't explain right now. It's not safe. But I need you to trust me. Please. Just this once. Trust me. Trust her. The woman who abandoned me on an operating table. Get out. James. Get out of my room. Get out of my life. I'll have the divorce papers drawn up by noon. She stands slowly, wiping her eyes. You don't understand what you're doing. I understand perfectly. I'm cutting out the cancer before it kills me. She stops at the door, hand on the frame. There's something you need to know. About that night. About why I really married you. Save it for the lawyers. The message on my phone. Protocol 7. Do you remember? I freeze. The memory surfaces that encrypted text I saw 3 days ago. The one I dismissed. What about it? It wasn't a hospital code. It was a warning. From someone inside the organization. They knew the hit was coming. They told me to prepare. Prepare for what? To lose you. To save you. To do whatever it took to keep you alive. Her voice breaks. I chose to save you. James. Even if it meant you'd hate me forever. She leaves before I can respond. I lie there, tubes in my chest, monitors beeping, and wonder if I've been wrong about everything. Or if she's just a really good liar. The divorce papers arrive at noon, just like I promised. I signed them at dawn the next day, alone in my hospital room, with no one to witness but the 47 holes in the ceiling tiles. But I keep wondering about that message. Protocol 7. Prepare for extraction. Extraction from what? From whom? And the question that keeps me awake at night. If Evelyn really wanted me dead, why did she save my life? 3 weeks, 21 days of staring at hospital ceilings, listening to machines beep, and watching nurses avoid my questions. 21 days of waiting for Evelyn to come back and explain herself. She never did. The day of my discharge, Dr. Lee hands me a folder with my discharge papers and a prescription for painkillers. He also handed me a sealed envelope with my name on it in handwriting I recognize. What's this? She asked me to give it to you. Said you'd know what it means. I tear it open right there. Inside is a single sheet of paper. 3 sentences. James, come home. We need to talk. I owe you the truth. .e. I crumple it and drop it in the trash can on my way out. The penthouse smells different, like cleaning products and emptiness. I stand in the doorway, keys in hand, and realize I'm a stranger in my own home. Every surface is spotless. The throw pillows are arranged symmetrically on the couch. The mail is stacked neatly on the console table. It looks like a showroom, not a place where two people lived and loved and built a life. Evelyn is in the kitchen. I can hear her moving around, opening cabinets, running water. She doesn't know I'm here yet. I should leave, go to a hotel, call a lawyer, never see her again. Instead, I walk toward the sound. She's standing at the stove, stirring something in a pot. She's wearing jeans and a faded NYU sweatshirt of mine. Actually, the one I lost 6 months ago. Her hair is in a messy ponytail. No muck-up, bare feet. She looks human, vulnerable, nothing like the cold surgeon who let me bleed. Smelled the soup from the hallway. I say. She spins around, nearly dropping the ladle. James, you're early. I thought you'd be discharged at 4. Got tired of waiting. An awkward silence. She sets down the ladle and wipes her hands on her jeans. How are you feeling? Like I got shot and my wife chose my attacker over me. You know, normal. She flinches. Good. I made chicken soup. Your grandmother's recipe. I found it in that old cookbook you kept. I know what it is. Please sit. Eat something. We can talk. I don't want soup. Evelyn, I want answers. She nods slowly, like she expected this. She turns off the stove and walks to the dining table, pulling out a chair. Sit, please. I don't sit. I stand by the window, arms crossed, watching her. Start talking. She takes a deep breath. Mark didn't shoot you. You already said that. I don't believe it. It's true. He was set up. We were both set up. The person who pulled the trigger was a professional. Hired. Paid to make it look like Mark did it. Why? Because Mark had information. Dangerous information. About a company called Cerberus Group. The name hits me like a punch. Cerberus Group. The private military corporation. The one I saw at the fundraiser. The black SUV outside my building the night I left. What does a PMC want with a trauma surgeon and a finance guy? They're not just a PMC. They're a network. They've been using hospitals across the country, including ours, to run illegal operations. Organ trafficking. Black market surgeries. Off-the-books procedures for wealthy clients who don't want records. And Mark knew about this. He was their accountant. For 3 years, he managed their financial shell games. He didn't know what the money was for at first. When he figured it out, he tried to blow the whistle. That's when they decided to silence him. By making it look like he shot me. By making it look like a murder-suicide. You dead by his hand. Him dead by police response. 2 birds. 1 stone. Clean and deniable. I stare at her. The story is insane. Impossible. And yet, and you? Where do you fit in? She looks down at her hands. I was their inside person at the hospital. Not willingly. They approached me 2 years ago. Threatened to hurt you if I didn't cooperate. I've been feeding them information ever since. You've been working for them? Forced to work for them. There's a difference. Doesn't feel like one from where I'm standing. She looks up, eyes blazing. You think I wanted this? You think I enjoyed lying to you every day? Pretending everything was fine while I was being blackmailed by killers? I think you had 100 chances to tell me the truth. And what would you have done? Charged in like a hero? Gotten yourself killed? She stands up abruptly, knocking the chair back. I was protecting you. James. Everything I did, every lie, every secret meeting, every night I came home late and made excuses that IT was all to keep you alive. Even saving Mark? Even letting me bleed on that table? Her face crumbles. Especially that. Explain it to me. Because I'm having trouble following the logic. She walks to the counter and picks up her phone. Scrolls through it. Hands it to me. On the screen is a text message. Sent 3 weeks ago. The night of the shooting. Protocol 7 is active. Prepare for extraction. Target. G-Asset. M. Primary objective. Neutralize threat. Secondary objective. Preserve asset integrity. Read the timestamp. She says quietly. I do. 8:47 p.m. 15 minutes before I was shot. This was sent to you? By my handler inside Cerberus. Someone who's been feeding me information for months. They warned me that the hit was coming. That you were the target. That Mark was going to be the fall guy. So you knew. You knew I was going to be shot. And you didn't warn me? If I warned you, they would have known. They would have killed us both. The only way to protect you was to let it happen and make sure I was in position to control the outcome. Control the outcome? I almost died, but you didn't. Because I was there. Because I made sure I was the one running the trauma bay. Because I positioned Dr. Lee to handle your case while I handled Mark's. You handed me off to a resident while you saved the man who. While I saved the man who was the only witness who could bring down Cerberus. She steps closer. Voice intense. Mark has files. Financial records. Transaction logs. Names of clients. Dates of surgeries. Amounts paid. It's enough to destroy them. But if he died, that evidence dies with him. I had to keep him alive. So it was about evidence. It was about ending this. Once and for all. I've been playing their game for 2 years. James, waiting for a chance to flip the board. Mark walking back into my life gave me that chance. But I had to play it perfectly. One wrong move, and we all die. I look at her. Really look at her. The dark circles under her eyes. The tremor in her hands. The desperation in her voice. She's telling the truth. Or a version of it. Why didn't you tell me after? Because they were watching. They're always watching. The hospital. Our apartment. My phone got all compromised. The only way to keep you safe was to push you away. Make you hate me. Make them believe you were out of the picture. By divorcing me. By letting you divorce me. There's a difference. Semantics. Survival. We stand there. 5 feet apart. The wreckage of our marriage spread out between us like battlefield casualties. The papers. I say, you already had them ready. I had them ready the day after the shooting. I knew you'd want out. I wanted you to want out. It was the only way to get you clear. Clear for what? For what comes next. She walks to the study and returns with a manila folder. Thick. Heavy. She sets it on the table between us. This is everything. Names. Dates. Locations. Bank accounts. Every surgery Cerberus has performed in the last 3 years. Every politician, celebrity, and billionaire who's used their services. Every doctor they've corrupted. I pick up the folder. Leaf through it. Page after page of damning evidence. Where did you get this? Mark. He copied everything before they caught on. He was bringing it to me the night he was set up. He was bringing it to you? He trusted me. He knew I was the only one who could use it properly. Use it for what? She meets my eyes. To burn them to the ground. I don't sign the divorce papers that night. I don't sleep in our bed either. I take the couch. The folder clutched to my chest like a lifeline. At 3 a.m. I hear her crying. Muffled sounds from a bedroom. I almost go to her. Almost. Instead, I open the folder and start reading. The scope of it is staggering. Cerberus isn't just running black market surgeries. They've created a parallel healthcare system for the ultra-wealthy. Want a kidney without waiting on a transplant list? They'll find you a match. Need a heart valve replaced without anyone knowing? They've got a surgeon on retainer. Want cosmetic surgery that doesn't exist in any database? They'll build you a new face. All of it legal. All of it profitable. All of it built on the backs of vulnerable people who disappear into the system and never come out. Some of the names I recognize. Senators, CEOs, celebrities, people I've treated in our ER, never knowing they were part of something darker. And at the center of it all, a name I've never seen before. Marcus Webb, CEO of Cerberus Group, former CIA operative, current ghost. According to the files, he's never been photographed, never been identified. He operates through layers of proxies and shell companies. The man is a phantom, but he's real, and he's been pulling strings in my life for 2 years without me knowing. The rage builds in my chest, hot and familiar. Not at Evelyn anymore. At him. At the faceless puppet master who turned my marriage into a battlefield. I close the folder at dawn and walk to the bedroom door. Evelyn. The crying stops. What? I'm not signing the papers. Silence. Then the door opens. She's standing there. Eyes red. Face puffy. Still beautiful. What? I said I'm not signing. Not yet. Not until this is over. James. You don't understand. I understand plenty. I understand that you lied to me. That you manipulated me. That you let me believe the worst about you to protect me. I step closer. I understand that you're still lying to me right now. She stiffens. What are you talking about? There's something you're not telling me. Something about why Cerberus targeted me specifically. Why not just kill Mark quietly? Why involve me at all? She looks away. That's all the confirmation I need. Tell me. Evie. What am I missing? It's not important. It's the most important thing. Why me? She takes a shaky breath. Because you have something they want. Something you don't even know you have. And that would be access to a database. One that contains the medical records of every organ donor in the tri-state area. They've been trying to get into it for months. You're the only one with clearance. So they wanted to use me. They wanted to recruit you. When Mark found out, he tried to warn me. That's when they decided to eliminate him and use your death as cover. But I didn't die. No, you didn't. Which means they're going to try again. And next time, they won't miss. She's crying again. Silent tears streaming down her face. That's why I push you away. That's why I let you hate me. Because if you're gone, if you're out of my life, they have no reason to come after you. But I'm not gone. I'm standing right here. Then you're a target. We're both targets. I reach out and take her hand. She flinches, then relaxes. Then we fight together. James, no more lies. No more secrets. We end this together, or we die trying. She looks at our joined hands, then up at my face. There's something else you should know. What? Mark isn't the only one who has files. I've been keeping records too. Evidence of everything Cerberus has made me do. Every surgery I performed under their direction. Every patient I helped them exploit. Why? Because I knew this day might come. I knew I'd need leverage. She squeezes my hand. And because I wanted to be able to prove to you someday that I'm not the monster you think I am. I pull her close. She resists for a second, then collapses against me, sobbing into my shoulder. I don't know if I can forgive you. I whisper, not yet. Maybe not ever. I know, but I'm not leaving. Not until this is finished. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. We're not out of this. We stand there, holding each other, as the sun rises over the city. Two broken people clinging to the wreckage of their marriage. Outside, a black SUV pulls up across the street. The windows are tinted. The engine idles. Someone is watching. I see it over Evelyn's shoulder. She feels me tense. What? We have company. She pulls back, follows my gaze. Her face goes pale. They found us. Looks like. She wipes her eyes, straightens her shoulders. The surgeon's mask slides back into place. Then let's give them something to watch. She walks to the kitchen, picks up the divorce papers I never signed, and tears them in half. New plan, she says. We make them think we're reconciling, that you forgave me, that we're back to being the happy couple. And then we use their surveillance against them, feed them false information, lead them where we want them. And where's that? She smiles. It's not a nice smile. Straight into a trap. I look at the torn papers, at her determined face, at the black SUV idling across the street. One condition. Name it. When this is over, you tell me everything. No more secrets. No more protecting me from the truth. Agreed. And we do this my way. I'm not a pawn anymore. I'm a player. She studies me for a long moment, then nods. Welcome to the game. Dr. Harrison. I pick up the pieces of the divorce papers and throw them in the trash. The war is just beginning. 2 years, 24 months, 730 days of becoming someone else. I don't recognize the man in the mirror anymore. He's harder, leaner. His eyes don't blink the way they used to. They hold stares longer, judge faster, trust slower. The scar on his chest has faded to a thin white line, but the one on his soul is still fresh. I live in a warehouse in Red Hook now, industrial district, shipping containers and rusted cranes. No neighbors to ask questions. No windows for snipers to sight through. Just concrete walls and the hum of the ventilation system I installed myself. The walls are covered in maps and photographs and string connecting names to faces to bank accounts. It looks like a detective's office from some noir film. But this isn't a movie. This is war. And I'm winning. The first domino fell 6 months after Evelyn and I started fighting back. Marcus Webb's right-hand man, a fixer named Victor Torres, was arrested for money laundering. The tip came from an anonymous source. That source was me. The second domino was the hospital board. I leaked documents showing they'd accepted bribes from Cerberus to look the other way during organ harvesting operations. 3 board members resigned. 2 were indicted. The hospital nearly lost its accreditation. The third domino was Mark Ashton's father. I shorted his investment firm's stock. then released information about his connections to Cerberus. The firm collapsed in 72 hours. Mark Sr. had a heart attack on the trading floor. He survived. His company didn't. I watched it all from my warehouse, drinking coffee and tracking the fallout on 3 different monitors. Each victory felt hollow. Each collapse tasted like ash. Because none of it touched Marcus Webb. The man was a ghost. Every trail I followed led to a dead end. Every source I cultivated either went silent or turned up dead. He was always one step ahead, always out of reach. Until today, my phone buzzes at 2:47 a.m. Unknown number. I almost ignore it, but something makes me answer. Dr. Harrison. Male voice. Older. Calm. Familiar in a way I can't place. Who is this? Someone who wants to help you finish what you started. I don't need help. Yes, you do. Because you've been chasing shadows. Dr. Harrison, you've been hitting Cerberus's limbs while the head remains untouched. I can give you the head. I sit up straighter. Why would you do that? Because I'm tired of watching innocent people die. Because Marcus Webb betrayed everything we built. Because I helped create the monster. And I want to help kill it. A pause. We should meet. In person. There are things I can't say over the phone. Give me a location. Pier 17. South Street Seaport. Tomorrow at midnight. Come alone. Leave your phone behind. The line goes dead. I stare at the phone for a long moment. It could be a trap. Probably is a trap. But I've been chasing leads for 2 years without getting anywhere near Webb. If this is my only shot, I have to take it. I grab my coat and my backup piece, the SIG sour, I keep in a lockbox under the floorboards. Then I call Evelyn. It's me. James. It's almost 3 in the morning. What's wrong? I got a call. Someone claiming to have information on Webb. Wants to meet tomorrow night. Don't go. It's obviously a setup. Probably. But I'm going anyway. James. I've been spinning my wheels for 2 years. Evie. Every lead dries up. Every source goes dark. This is the first time someone has come to me. I can't afford to ignore it. Silence. Then, I'm coming with you. No, I'm coming with you. Or I'm calling the police and telling them you've been planning a mass shooting. Your choice. You wouldn't. Try me. I rub my eyes. She would. She absolutely would. Fine. But you follow my lead. If I say run, you run. If I say hide, you hide. No arguments. Agreed. Pick you up 11. Evelyn looks different now. The trauma of the last 2 years has carved lines into her face that weren't there before. She stopped dyeing her hair. Streaks of gray run through the red like rivers on a map. She's thinner, too. The stress has eaten away at her appetite. But her eyes are still sharp, still fierce. She's waiting outside her apartment building when I pull up in a nondescript sedan. She gets in without a word. You armed? I ask. Left ankle. Glock 43. Since when do you carry? Since I realized the people hunting us don't care about my Hippocratic oath. I nod. Fair point. We drive to the seaport in silence. The streets are empty this time of night. The city feels like a ghost town, all shadows and echoes. Pier 17 looms ahead, dark and abandoned. The tourist shops are closed. The restaurants are shuttered. Only the lapping of water against the pilings breaks the silence. I park a block away and we walk the rest of the distance. I keep my hand near my holster. Evelyn matches my pace, her eyes scanning the darkness. You see anything? She whispers. Nothing. We reach the pier. It stretches out into the river, a narrow strip of concrete surrounded by black water. At the far end, a single figure stands silhouetted against the city lights. That him? That's him. We walk toward the figure. 50 feet. 30. 10. He turns around. I stop dead. It's Victor Torres, the fixer I helped send to prison. You. I say. Me. He smiles. It's not a friendly smile. Surprised to see me out. Dr. Harrison, you're supposed to be serving 15 years. I was. Until my lawyer found a procedural error in the arrest warrant. Got the whole thing thrown out. He spreads his arms. The system works, doesn't it? You son of a bitch. Careful. I'm here to help you. Remember? Help me? You work for Webb. You ran his operations. You're probably still working for him. Torres shakes his head. Webb cut me loose the moment I got arrested. Left me to rot. Didn't even post bail. After 12 years of loyal service, he threw me away like garbage. His voice hardens. I want to return the favor. So you reached out to me. Who else? You're the only person who's managed to hurt him. You've cost him millions. You've exposed his network. You've made him afraid for the first time in his life. He should be afraid. He is. And that's why he's changing his strategy. He's going underground, liquidating assets, disappearing before you can finish the job. Where is he? I don't know. Not yet. But I know someone who does. Who? His daughter. I blink. Webb has a daughter? Did you think he spawned from the ether like a demon? Yes. He has a daughter. Her name is Cassandra. She runs a gallery in Chelsea. They meet every Sunday for brunch at a restaurant in Midtown. You want me to target his family? I want you to use her to get to him. She's the only person he trusts. The only person who knows where he'll be. Evelyn steps forward. We're not kidnapping anyone. Who said anything about kidnapping? I'm saying you should talk to her. She might be more willing to help than you think. Why would she help us destroy her father? Torres smiles again. Because she hates him. Cassandra Webb's gallery is on West 23rd Street, sandwiched between a boutique clothing store and a vegan cafe. The front window displays abstract paintings in muted colors. The sign above the door reads Cassandra's in elegant gold lettering. I've been watching the place for 3 days, learning her patterns. She arrives at 10, leaves for lunch at 1, returns at 2, closes at 7. She takes Wednesdays off. She has a boyfriend who picks her up on Fridays. She looks nothing like I expected. Late 20s, short blonde hair, tattoos crawling up both arms. She dresses in black, always black, like she's attending a perpetual funeral. Today is Wednesday, her day off. I knock on the gallery door at 11 a.m. She opens it, looking annoyed. We're closed. I know. I'm not here to buy art. Then what do you want? To talk about your father. Her face goes blank. The annoyance vanishes, replaced by something colder. I don't have a father. Marcus Webb would disagree. She stares at me for a long moment. Then she steps aside. Commune. The gallery is empty. White walls, polished floors, track lighting, a few sculptures in glass cases. It smells like paint and coffee. Cassandra leads me to a back office. She doesn't offer me a seat. How do you know my father? I've been trying to destroy him for 2 years. That explains the obsession. You have that look. The same look everyone gets when they talk about him. What look? Like you've been chewing glass. She lights a cigarette, ignoring the no smoking sign on the wall. What do you want from me? Information. Where is he? I don't know. But you see him every Sunday. Her eyes narrow. You've been watching me. I've been thorough. He's my father. I see him because I have to, not because I want to, and I don't know where he lives. He never tells me. He shows up at restaurants. We eat. He leaves. That's the extent of our relationship. You don't know anything about his operations? I know he's a monster. I know he's done terrible things. I know the money that pays for this gallery is soaked in blood. She takes a long drag of her cigarette. I've been trying to get out from under him for years. But you don't leave Marcus Webb. You survive him. Then help me end him. She laughs, bitter and sharp. You think I haven't tried? I've fed information to the FBI, the CIA, the NYPD. Nothing sticks. He's untouchable. Nobody's untouchable. He is, because he knows everyone's secrets. Every politician, every cop, every journalist who's ever tried to take him down, that he has something on them. Dirt, leverage, insurance. Then we need to find his blind spot. He doesn't have one. Everyone has a blind spot. She considers this, stubs out her cigarette. There's one thing, but it's probably nothing. Tell me. He has a safe deposit box at a bank in Zurich. He visits it once a year, always on the same date, December 12th. What's in it? I don't know, but he treats it like a religious relic. He won't let anyone else touch it, won't even talk about it. December 12th. That's 3 weeks away. Why are you telling me this? She meets my eyes. Because I want him gone. Because I want to sleep without nightmares. Because I want to be free. Freedom comes at a price. I know. She writes something on a piece of paper and hands it to me. This is the account number. I stole it from his files years ago. I've been waiting for someone brave enough to use it. I take the paper, fold it, put it in my pocket. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. If he finds out I helped you, I'm dead. He won't find out. He always finds out. She lights another cigarette. Now, get out of my gallery and don't come back. I meet Evelyn at a diner in Brooklyn. Slide into the booth across from her. She's nursing a cup of coffee, looking exhausted. Well, Zurich, safe deposit box. December 12th. That's 3 weeks away. I know. It could be a trap. Everything could be a trap, but it's the only lead we have. She sighs. What's the plan? I fly to Switzerland. Break into the bank. Steal whatever's in the box. Break into a Swiss bank. Sure. Easy. I have connections. Connections? A guy. He owes me a favor. Used to work for Cerberus. Got burned. I help him disappear. He's got skills. Criminal skills? Very criminal skills. She shakes her head. I don't like this. You don't have to like it. You just have to trust me. Trust, right? Because that worked out so well for us. I reach across the table and take her hand. She doesn't pull away. We're close. Evie, I can feel it. Webb is scared. He's running. We just need to catch him before he disappears forever. And if you die in Zurich, then you finish the job without me. Don't say that. It's the truth. We both knew the risks when we started this. She squeezes my hand. Just come back. Promise me you'll come back. I promise. 3 weeks later, I'm standing outside a bank in Zurich. Snow falling around me. A fake passport in my pocket and a wiretap in my shoe. My contact, a wiry Frenchman named Pascal, briefed me on the way over. The box is in the basement vault. Level 3. Requires 2-factor authentication. Key and biometric scan. I can get you past the front desk. But the vault room itself is guarded. How guarded? Arm guards. Motion sensors. Pressure plates. The works. Great. You wanted to break into a Swiss bank. Did you expect a welcome mat? I didn't. But I also didn't expect to be standing here, thousands of miles from home, about to commit a felony that could land me in a Swiss prison for the rest of my life. The things we do for revenge. I take a deep breath and push open the door. The lobby is marble and mahogany. Chandeliers. Polished brass. A receptionist in a crisp suit looks up as I approach. Can I help you? Sir, I have an appointment. Account number 4492Z. She checks her computer. Nods. Follow me, please. She leads me through a secure door, down a corridor, to an elevator. We descend. The air gets colder. The walls get thicker. The elevator opens onto a sterile hallway. Another guard. Another checkpoint. Place your hand on the scanner. I do. Green light. Insert your key. I insert the key Pascal fabricated. Another green light. The vault door clicks open. I step inside. The room is small, maybe 10 by 10. Walls lined with safe deposit boxes. Numbered. Ucho. I find box 4492Z. Insert my key. Turn. It opens. Inside is a single item. A USB drive. I take it. Close the box. Walk out. No alarms. No guards. No complications. Too easy. I'm back in my hotel room an hour later. The USB drive sitting on the desk in front of me. Evelyn is on video call, watching from New York. You gonna plug it in? She asks. It could be a virus. Could wipe everything. It could also be the evidence we need. She's right. I plug it in. The drive contains a single file. A video. I double-click. Marcus Webb's face fills the screen. He's older than I imagined. Gray hair. Cold eyes. A smile that doesn't reach his face. Hello, Dr. Harrison. I've been expecting you. I freeze. If you're watching this, it means you're smarter than I gave you credit for. Or more reckless. Either way, congratulations. You found my treasure. He leans closer to the camera. Here's the thing about treasure. Doctor, it's usually cursed. The video ends. I stare at the screen. My heart is pounding. James? Evelyn's voice. James, what is it? He knew. He knew I was coming. How is that possible? I don't know. But he knew. The hotel room suddenly feels very small. Very exposed. Get out of there. Evelyn says. Right now. I can't leave without. Get out now. I grab the drive, shove it in my pocket, and run for the door. I'm halfway down the stairs when I hear the explosion. The room behind me goes up in flames. I hit the stairwell door just as the shock wave throws me forward. Concrete dust fills my lungs. Glass rains down from somewhere above. My ears are ringing. but I can still hear the flames crackling behind me. I don't stop running. Down the stairs, through the lobby, past screaming guests and confused staff, out into the Swiss night. Snow falling on my face. The USB drive still clutched in my hand. I run until my legs give out. Collapse against a wall in an alley 2 blocks away. Gasp for air. My phone is buzzing. Evelyn. James. James. Are you okay? I'm alive. I cough. Barely. The hotel that there's news coverage already. They're saying it's a gas leak. It wasn't a gas leak. He knew. He knew I was coming. And he rigged the room. Get to the airport. Get out of Switzerland. Now. He's playing with me. Evie. This whole thing that the safe deposit box. The video. The bomb that it's a game to him. Then stop playing. Come home. We'll find another way. I look at the USB drive in my hand. No. He wanted me to have this. Which means there's something on it he wants me to see. James. I'll call you back. I hang up before she can argue. Find a rundown internet cafe 3 blocks away. The place smells like stale coffee and desperation. The clerk doesn't look up when I walk in. I rent a terminal in the back corner. Plug in the drive. The video file is still there. I play it again. Marcus Webb's face appears. Same cold smile. Same predatory calm. Hello, Dr. Harrison. I've been expecting you. I watched the whole thing this time. Let play past the part where I stopped before. If you're watching this, it means you're smarter than I gave you credit for. Or more reckless. Either way, congratulations. You found my treasure. He leans closer. Here's the thing about treasure. Doctor, it's usually cursed. The image flickers. Changes. It's not Webb anymore. It's a hospital room. A woman in a bed. She's hooked up to machines. Pale. Dying. I recognize her. My mother. She died when I was 16. Cancer. I held her hand while she slipped away. Watched the light fade from her eyes. But this footage, this is from a different angle. A camera I never knew existed. A voice speaks from off-screen. Webb's voice. She suffered. Dr. Harrison. More than you know. The treatment we provided, experimental. Expensive. Illegal, kept her alive for an extra 6 months. Gave you time to say goodbye. The footage changes again. A document appears. A contract between Marcus Webb and my mother. In exchange for experimental cancer treatment. The patient agrees to provide biological samples for research purposes. Upon the patient's death, all rights to genetic material transfer to Cerberus Group. My mother signed it. Her signature. I recognize it from 1,000 birthday cards and permission slips. Below her signature is mine. Except I never signed this. I was 16. I couldn't have. I look closer. It's a forgery. A good one, but a forgery. Isn't it? Your mother wanted to live. Webb's voice continues. She would have done anything. Signed anything. Including a clause that allowed us to harvest her genetic material and create a biological key a unique identifier encoded in your DNA. You see, Dr. Harrison, you are the key. Your genetic code is the only thing that can unlock our most sensitive files. Files that contain the identities of every client, every partner, every politician who's ever done business with Cerberus. The video ends. I sit in the dark corner of the internet cafe, staring at a blank screen. My entire understanding of my life crumbling around me. I'm not just a target. I'm the key to everything. And Webb has been playing me since before I was born. I fly back to New York the next morning. First class. Because I don't care about money anymore. I care about answers. Evelyn meets me at JFK. She looks terrified. You look like hell. She says, I feel worse. What happened in Zurich? I hand her the USB drive. Watch it. Then tell me what you know. She watches it in the car. Her face goes pale. Her hand starts shaking. James, I didn't know. Didn't know what? That my mother made a deal with a monster? That my DNA is the key to his empire? That I've been a pawn my entire life? I swear to God, I didn't know. Then what do you know? Because right now, I'm starting to think everyone in my life has been lying to me. She's quiet for a long moment. Then she says, take me home. I have something to show you. Our apartment, her apartment now. Technically, looks the same as the day I left. Same furniture, same photos on the walls, same ghosts in every corner. She leads me to the bedroom, opens the closet, pulls down a shoebox from the top shelf. I've been keeping this for 2 years, waiting for the right time to show you. She opens the box. Inside is a stack of letters. Handwritten, yellowed with age. These are from your mother. I freeze. What? She wrote them to you. Before she died. She gave them to a lawyer with instructions to deliver them to you on your 30th birthday. But Webb intercepted them, kept them hidden. How do you have them? I found them in Mark's files. He stole them from Webb's archive when he was copying the financial records. He gave them to me the night he was shot. I take the letters. My hands are trembling. The first one is dated 3 weeks before she died. Dear James, if you're reading this, I'm already gone. I hope you're not angry with me for the choices I made. I hope you understand that I did everything for you. For us. The man who offered me treatment.mr. Webb that he seemed kind at first, but I learned too late that kindness from men like him always comes with a price. He wanted more than my consent. He wanted you, your future, your children. He wanted to own your bloodline. I tried to renegotiate. He refused, so I made a different deal. I agreed to his terms, but I added a clause of my own, a loophole, one that would allow you to void the contract if you ever discover the truth. The key is in your blood, James, but so is the escape. You just have to know where to look. I love you. I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me. Mom, I read it 3 times. Then I read the others. Each one fills in more pieces of the puzzle. My mother's desperation, Webb's manipulation, the trap that was set before I was born. She gave me a way out. I whisper. Evelyn moves closer. What do you mean? My DNA is the key, but it's also the override. She built a backdoor into the contract. If I can access the main server, I could delete everything, wipe the entire database, destroy Cerberus from the inside. How? I don't know yet, but I'm going to find out. Mark Ashton is living in a safe house in New Jersey. Witness protection. New identity. The government hid him after he testified against Cerberus's lower-level operatives. I find him anyway. He opens the door and his face goes white. James. Mark. What are you doing here? If they find out you're here, I need your help. He laughs. Bitter. Hollow. After everything I've done to you, you want my help? You have access to Cerberus's servers. You know their architecture. I need you to get me in. Why would I do that? Because if I succeed, you're free. No more hiding. No more looking over your shoulder. Webb goes down, and you get your life back. He studies me for a long moment. Then he steps aside. Cool. Mark's safe house is a cramped studio apartment with bars on the windows and a deadbolt on every door. He lives on canned food and paranoia. He pulls out a laptop and starts typing. The main server is in a facility in upstate New York. Underground, climate-controlled, guarded by a private security team. How many guards? 20, maybe 30. Promotion sensor, thermal imaging, and a biometric lock that requires your specific genetic marker. So I have to break into a heavily fortified bunker using my own DNA to open the door. Basically, yes. Great. There's more. The server has a dead man switch. If the connection drops unexpectedly, the entire database is wiped automatically. You have to maintain a stable link while you're inside. How long does the deletion process take? 30 seconds. But you'll need to bypass 3 separate firewalls to initiate it. Each one takes about 10 minutes to crack. 30 minutes total. Minimum. Assuming nothing goes wrong. I look at Evelyn. She looks back at me. 30 minutes in a room full of armed guards. She says, with no backup, I've had worse odds. Name one time. I almost smile. I can't, but there's a first time for everything. The facility is hidden in a forest north of Albany. From the outside, it looks like a hunting lodge. Rustic. Innocuous. Inside, it's a fortress. I spend 3 days planning the assault, studying the patrol routes, timing the guard rotations, identifying weak points. Evelyn insists on coming. Absolutely not. I'm not asking permission. It's too dangerous. So is letting you go alone. I've spent 2 years watching you risk your life. I'm done being on the sidelines. You're a surgeon, not a soldier. I'm your wife. That's more important. I want to argue, but I see the look in her eyes. The same look my mother must have had when she signed that contract. Desperate, determined, unstoppable. Fine, but you follow my orders. No exceptions. Agreed. We go at midnight. The fence is electrified. Mark disabled the alarm system remotely. I cut through the wire with insulated pliers, and we slip through. The first guard goes down silently. Second one. Two. I've been training for 2 years. Learning techniques I never thought I'd use. Turns out, surgical precision translates well to combat. We reach the entrance. A steel door embedded in the hillside. Biometric scanner on the right. I press my thumb to the pad. Green light. The door opens. Your mother wasn't lying. Evelyn whispers. She never did. We descend into the bunker. Fluorescent lights. Concrete corridors. The hum of machinery. Third guard. Fourth. Fifth. Each one falls without a sound. We reach the server room. Glass walls. Racks of blinking equipment. A terminal in the center. I sit down. Start typing. Firewall 1. 10 minutes. The clock is ticking. At minute 8. Alarms start blaring. They know we're here. Evelyn says, "How long?" 2 minutes. Maybe less. I need 2 more minutes. She draws her weapon. Positions herself at the door. Then hurry. Firewall 1 falls. Firewall 2 begins. Guards appear at the end of the corridor. Evelyn opens fire. 3 shots. 2 hits. 1 down. 7 minutes on Firewall 2. I'm working on it. More guards. More gunfire. Evelyn is holding them off. But she's outnumbered. Firewall 2 falls. Firewall 3 begins. I'm almost out of ammunition. For minutes. I don't have 4 minutes. She drops her empty magazine. Draws a backup from her ankle. Keeps firing. Firewall 3. 90%. A guard appears at a side door. Raises his rifle. I see it happening in slow motion. The barrel aligning with Evelyn's back. Her focus on the main entrance. The inevitable. I tackle her just as a shot fires. The bullet catches me in the shoulder. I hit the ground. Pain explodes through my arm. But I'm still conscious. Still moving. I roll. Draw my own weapon. And put 3 rounds in the guard's chest. James. Evelyn is over me. Hands pressing against my wound. Finish it. I gasp. The deletion. Initiate it. Your arm. Do it. She runs to the terminal. Types frantically. Firewall 3. Complete. Deletion initiated. 30 seconds. The room shakes. Alarm scream. Guard are coming from everywhere. 20 seconds. Evelyn drags me toward the exit. Bullets spark off the walls around us. 10 seconds. We reach the stairs. Climbing. Bleeding. Running. 5 seconds. We burst through the surface door into the cold night air. 0. Behind us. The facility goes dark. The hum of machinery dies. The lights flicker and fade. Silence. It's done. Evelyn whispers. You did it. I collapse in the snow. Blood soaking through my jacket. Staring up at the stars. It's done. The aftermath is chaos. Without its central database. Cerberus crumbles. Clients panic. Partners scatter. Webb goes underground. But without his files, he's powerless. No liberty. No blackmail. No empire. Just a man. Running. They find him 3 weeks later in a cabin in Montana. Living alone. Drinking whiskey. Waiting. He doesn't resist arrest. I watch the news report from a hospital bed. My shoulder is healing. The bullet missed the major arteries. Evelyn is asleep in the chair beside me. She hasn't left my side in 17 days. I reach over and take her hand. She wakes up, smiles. Hey, it's over. Is it? I look at the TV. Webb's face. Being led away in handcuffs. Yeah, it's over. She squeezes my hand. What now? I think about it. The question I've been avoiding for 2 years. Now we figure out who we are without the war. That sounds terrifying. It is. But we'll figure out together? I look at her. The woman who betrayed me. The woman who saved me. The woman I've loved and hated and loved again. Yeah, together. She leans over and kisses me. Soft. Gentle. Like the first time. Welcome home. James. I pull her close, ignoring the pain in my shoulder. Good to be back. 6 months later. I'm standing in a cemetery in Queens, looking at my mother's grave. I haven't been here since her funeral. 16 years old, standing in the rain, watching them lower her into the ground. I kneel down and place a letter on the headstone. Dear Mom, I did it. I fixed what you couldn't. I broke the contract. I freed us. I hope you're proud. I love you. James. I stand up, turn around. Evelyn is waiting by the gate. She's wearing a dress, summer flowers, hair blowing in the wind. She smiles. I walk toward her. Behind me, the past stays buried. Ahead, the future waits. And for the first time in 2 years, I'm not running from anything. I'm walking towards something worth fighting for.